Hey everyone, this is Jesse from the Janjo Zone, your retro Yu-Gi-Oh hub. In this video, we'll be ranking the 2002 McDonald's set Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Nostalgia overload, I know. There's a lot of shitty cards, so let's just get started with it. So the first card we are going to be talking about is the Megasonic Eye. Megasonic Eye, not very good. It's a machine, which is really weird. You wouldn't think it's a machine because it looks more like a fiend. There's nothing mechanical about it. But this monster is just really bad. It requires a one tribute to summon. It has only 1500 attack and 1800 defense. There's no reason for this card. I guess the benefit of it that it is a dark type, but even still, this is before chaos, so like you're not gonna play it with that. It's so bad. It's awful. Our next card, it's probably my favorite card from the set, sadly, and that's Yama. Yama's really cool. It's this three-headed fire-breathing dragon. First time we got this fire dragon in TCG, because this would be before twin-headed fire dragon. I believe that's the name in Pharaoh's Servant. And this card is slightly better. I do like the design. Design's like the big thing for me. It's very Konami. It's very Castlevania inspired. It's slightly better. It has 100 more attack, and that's the best thing going for it. 1600 attack is not going to cut it, especially for a one tribute, especially compared to the other cards from the set. That's trash. I'm sorry. I love the design, but that's all it's got. So coming in at number 12 is Dark Piercing Light. It is the only spell of the set, which is kind of surprising that there's only one spell and no traps. You think they would add a spell, another spell maybe, or at the very least another trap to the set, but no, this is all we got for any back row cards, and that's Dark Piercing Light. Its effect is kind of similar to Swords Revealing Light, but just way worse. Its effect reads that it flips all face down monsters on your opponent's side of the field face up. Now this is good if you want to reveal their cards, if you maybe want to activate their effects, but Swords is just so much better at this point. Sure, Swords flips up your own monsters, but you get that 3-turn protection. And just in Pharaoh's Servant, we will be getting, I believe that set introduces Light of Intervention. So, you know, it's not the worst card of the set, but it's just, it doesn't do anything for you, you know? Alright, moving on to number 11 is Threelegged Zombies. Yeah, this is a kind of interesting card. It's not good, as will be a familiar thing with all the cards from this set. It's not great. The best thing it's got about it is that it eventually takes the art and turns into Unizombie, one of the best zombie support cards in the entire game. It's not good. Alright, next we got Stuffed Animal. Stuffed Animal is slightly better than Threelegged Zombies, similar to Megasonic Eye to Yama. Stuffed Animal has 100 more attack. And it looks cool. It can be searched by reinforcements of the army once that card is introduced to the game. Alright, next we got Flying Penguin. Flying Penguin, again, it's very similar to Stuffed Animal, just with 100 more defense this time. It's cool because it's a penguin monster, and that's a very... There's not too many penguin monsters in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, but they are getting more supports. And, you know, this list is... It's weird, just the way I have to gauge upon it, because I'm kind of gauging on it on like its entirety, because if you kind of just go off of at its time, most of it's trash. If you go off it around to like retro format, like it's weird to make a list like this. This is kind of hard to make. I don't mind throwing this in during Flying Penguin, but it's just, yeah, I want to go off my logic just going forward. This is just, this could be changed. This could be, you know, definitely let me know what order or what cards you think are the best from the set, and you know, give this video a like if you like this kind of McDonald's stuff. Maybe I'll do more McDonald's content. Alright, coming in next we got Turtle Bird, another flying monster. It's Waka Water, similar to Flying Penguin, but this is definitely the better of the previous tribute monsters. At least this has good stats relatively. It has 1900 attack and 1700 defense, so it can at least protect and attack over things. So it has that going for it. It's, you know, it kind of reminds me of Megami a little bit, Gyakutenu Megami, and like it's kind of similar stats. So like if you're trying to build a like a Stally water deck, it's not the worst option, I guess. It's better than the other cards. Alright, next we got everyone's favorite Yoranzo, Duke Devlin's monster. He is a zombie in a treasure chest. What more is there to say? He has 1300 attack and 1500 defense. So at this point moving forward, he does have the better, just normal summonable stats compared to the other monsters like Flying Penguin and Stuffed Animal. Like, it's a boost significantly. Even though he has only 100 more attack, the defense still, it adds something to the card, which is more I can say for all the previous monsters. So, hey, it's Yoranzo. I mean, Yoranzo. Alright, coming in at number 6, we got Fairies Gift. Less defense than Yoranzo, but it does have 100 more attack, and at the point where we go from 13 to 14, I think that's kind of a big difference from like weak monsters to slightly better monsters, because attack is going to be more important with a lot of the retro kind of stuff. You know, Fairies Gift, its attack is a little bit better than Yoranzo, so that's where I'm putting it. Hey, Editor Jess here. I can't do these countdowns to save my life. I forgot about Goddess of Whim. I don't know how, I was looking at the list, the entire sheet when I was making this video, but yeah, so Goddess of Whim definitely fits in between and Fairies Gift. It has an effect, which makes it better than a lot of the weaker monsters, but you have to get a coin toss right, and I'd rather play a 1500 attack monster that has more consistent attack than a monster that can double its attack to a decent amount, but only for the turn if you get it right. Otherwise, it's kind of garbage, so that's where I'm going to put it. Alright, now we got the top 5 cards. Yeah, we're really crunching it down here. We got Takraminos. Sounds like a chip, like a bag of chips. Takraminos. Get at your local grocery store. This is a Sea Serpent, another water monster. I have a lot in this set. With 1500 attack and 1200 defense. So again, not as high defense as Yoranzo, but that 1500 is definitely, that's definitely better than 14. 14 is much better than 13, but 15 is much better than 14. That's just simple math. This is math with Janjo. You learned something today. I learned something today, because he's a Sea Serpent. That's kind of cool. It kind of looks like Amphibian Beast. So maybe he's Amphibian Beast's younger brother or something. Maybe you can make a weird... Maybe I'll make an amphibian deck, one of these. I don't think I've ever seen that. That'd be kind of interesting, I guess. You know, he's definitely the best out of all the 4 or less star monsters in the set, so he definitely belongs to be number 5. Alright, number 4, we got Yugioh, another genie monster. Yeah, they haven't really expanded anything with a Law Jin archetype. That'd be cool. I mean, there's Law Jin, there is Mystic Lamp, there is the other lamp card, and Yugioh. Yugioh, it's like a cow demon. I don't. It's weird. It's a bull fiend restored by the dark arts. Out of all the other more offensive one tribute attacking monsters, Yugioh definitely is the best one out of those when you compare it to Turtlebird, because Yugioh at least has over 2000 attack. He has very high defense, 1950. It's not quite 2000, but it'll still protect you from a lot of general monsters compared to Turtlebird, which, you know, it's not awful stats, but Yugioh definitely has a threshold of, okay, I could realistically play this in some super dumb deck and not be completely outclassed by other monsters. I mean, yeah, you know, 2150, it can attack over Jirai Gumo, so... Alright, number 3, I think these top 3 you probably are gonna know. We got the Millennium Shield. Millennium Shield is your Warrior Labyrinth Wall. It 0 attack with 3000 defense. It can be searched out by reinforcements of the army. And that's probably about it. It looks cool. Great benefit about it is that you can't attack over it with most monsters. You can't do it with Dark Magician, Summon Skull, Blue Eyes, Black Luster Soldier can't attack over it. So it does have benefits of that. You know, you can use something like Change of Heart, Soul Exchange, and you can set it and just have a good protection. I mean, it's not Labyrinth Wall, but again, you can search it out when Rhoda is introduced into the game, and it just looks cooler, and it's cooler in many ways. It's a Millennium item, kind of. Well, we don't really get too much of that in the game, so I love Millennium Shield. It's not great by a lot of standards, but compared to just this 2002 Yu-Gi-Oh set, not too shabby. Alright, number 2, we got the Cosmo Queen. This is the only 2 tribute monster in this set, and Cosmo Queen, I think still to this game, is the strongest vanilla spellcaster monster. Correct me if I'm wrong. 2900 attack and 2450. It is like it's Dark Magician's mom. I mean, come on. You gotta give credit to the Queen where it's due. She eventually did get a retrain in Cosmo Brain, which is not a bad card. I've used it in Red Eyes decks before. But Cosmo Queen, you know, if you're looking for like that high-powered spellcaster deck for like retro Yugioh, like 2002 Yugioh, then Cosmo Queen, that's going to be your boss monster. It doesn't have really great stuff other than that. You know, it can't attack over Millennium Shield, but with the right boost, with anything like Book of Secret Arts, Yami, any other equipped cards or cards that help spellcasters out, it's going to be able to attack over it, at least, and let alone a Blue Eyes White Dragon. You just need kind of more support going along for it. But just, you know, when you're basing off this set alone, the fact that it is, like, by far the strongest monster of this set, and I think that can't really be ignored. Again, this whole ranking of this is just so finicky to begin with. I just think that this Cosmo Queen is just, as a card, it is generally better than all the other ones before this. But there's only one left, and you probably know what it is. So let's get to it. At number 1, we got Slime Toad, originally released in the set as Frog the Jam. Now, why is this 2-star, 700 attack, 500 defense blob at number 1? Well, that's pretty simple. It's actually used, or at least it was, when the card Totally Awesome in the Xyz era, when that Xyz monster dropped into the scene. It was a very powerful monster, and it required 2 Aqua level 2 monsters, and the best one you could do was Frog the Jam, because at the time, I don't know if it's changed, but at the time you could actually search out using other Frog support cards. And if you want to be cheaper, you could use Psychic Kappa, but Slime Toad was like the key monster you used for Totally Awesome, which was like crazy that this McDonald's card actually saw play in meta viable decks at some point in time. Sure, it was like 15 years later, but it got its shine, which is more I can say about any other monster. You know, disregarding stuff like Cosmo Queen or Threelegged Zombie getting retrains and other cards. Frog the Jam was like the one card that actually was used at some point in time, which is more I can say about Cosmo Queen, because yeah, Cosmo Queen is like really powerful. Millennium Shield does have some use you could use out of it, but Slime Toad was the only card that actually did see use, and I think that's really cool. Apart from it just being just a silly meme card, because it's just like, it's a frog head, a slime with the head of a frog, and attacks by croaking terribly. Like, this is a meme card if there ever was one. When I was looking at this list, it was definitely, like, that was going to be my number 1. I mean, the top 3 between Cosmo Queen, Millennium Shield, and Slime Toad were definitely, like, gonna be there. Slime Toad was for sure that number 1 spot. So let me know what you think about this list. What order of cards would you change? I think this set's just really cool aesthetically, which I've talked a lot about in my McDonald's history video. So if you want to go to somewhere after this, definitely check that video out. I will have it as a card up here, which you can check other cards there as well. I mean, it's a nostalgic blast of a set. I love talking about it. And if there's any other ways I can talk about it, definitely let me know. Give me ideas in the down below in the comments, or even check out my Discord for other stuff. With that said, I'll see you all later.
My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba.